So it's a Friday night. What are you planning on doing?
You are now listening to Limited Trust, a Devastator podcast. Let's get into it.
Episode 154, Limited Trust, a Devastator podcast. Back again. One of these times, unfortunately, it's going to be the last time. I don't know if it's going to be this time, it's going to be next time, but I do feel as if we are closing in on some of the last times out here in the old studio, and then I'll be forced to figure out something else. So the end is coming, which is a sad thing, but what are you going to do, right? So we're going to talk about the topic that's on everyone's mind. It's on my mind. The latest ban. Oh, fuck. This one took a little bit longer to be reinstated. Well, for the page to be reinstated. So that kind of had me fucking chewing my nails a little bit, and that was a little, what's the fucking word I'm looking for? Well, it was nerve-wracking, but yeah, no good, definitely no good. And the same as the last ban, they being Meta, didn't give me. So, two things. If you heard about this before, same fucking kind of deal. I didn't get any. There's no explanation on the Instagram side, right? You get an email. It says your account's not following the guidelines. You go to log in. It says you fucking have 180 days to appeal this. Hit the appeal button and then you wait. That's literally it. Like on the one video that I posted and that I had Ronnie post. And I put it on TikTok, and I put it on fucking YouTube, and I may have even put it on Lemonade. I'm not sure. But I posted all the literature that they give you, all the correspondence. So it didn't say anything aside from, again, with the verbiage, we believe your account may, whatever the fuck it says. It's not accusing you, but it's saying there's a good possibility that you're fucking doing whatever. So I'm like, all right, what the fuck? So, and it happened like the same time. It was about 30 days prior that it happened before. So all I can imagine is over the course of a month, Instagram Meta logs the reports or whatever, I guess reports, yeah, of whoever reporting the account, and then possibly at the beginning of a calendar month or whatever you want to call it, the first business day of the month, they roll through and fucking clip all the accounts that need to be clipped, and then review it after the fact. And I would have to imagine that the amount of accounts that are violating the terms compared to the amount of staff, the ratio has got to be pretty fucking high. So I guess it all just depends on where you fall in the list and, if you are violating or not. So luckily I was reinstated, but I did the same thing that I did the last time I went to Threads. And Threads is, you're also banned on there as well, but they offer like a little bit more insight, and it said your Instagram account that's attached to this Threads account has been suspended for violating the guidelines of selling regulated goods, or was it selling harmful or illegal or regulated goods or something like that. And they actually let you appeal from there, and they actually let you kind of type a little bit of an explanation. It doesn't specify a post or anything like that, or if it was, or if you were reported by a third party, or if it's an AI kind of deal, an automatic thing that is flagged for, excuse me, for one reason or another. But I always say, this is fucking. I say I've never sold nor plan on selling anything illegal on this page. But then this time, it wouldn't let me send that. The last month, I was able to do the same thing. And I put like, I've never sold anything illegal, and this is what I use to put my kids through college or put my kids through school, something like that. And then it let me submit that. This time, when I went to submit it, it told me, no, you can't submit this. You have to appeal through Instagram. So there obviously have been some changes in the last fucking 30 days or whatever. So that was fucking, I was like, what the fuck, man? So I started kind of immediately with the contingency plan as usual. Make a little video, have Ronnie post it on the other page that I held, that I kind of hem those up just so I have them. Devastator Brand Supply Company and Devastator Inc. And I started thinking about, well, if this is it, I'm going to have to restart. I'm like, all right, well, how do you restart? What do we got to do? I started going through the motions of what to do then. I didn't make another account yet. I wanted to give it some time because I was kind of also worried about, in my little bit of research, people on Reddit were saying I made a new account and it got banned immediately. So what I was kind of worried about was making a new account, getting that banned, which whatever. But I didn't know if that would look bad on my end, like I was trying to circumvent their systems and kind of, act as another strike against me, but really I didn't do anything. So when I tell you I didn't do anything, I would tell you if I did do something. I would tell you if I was fucking bickering in the comments, or I would tell you if I was inciting somebody. And it to the best of my knowledge, I haven't been really bickering or fighting with anybody. And, I'm thinking, I'm looking back, I'm fucking checking old posts, and the only thing I can come up with, well, two things. One, that whoever, I couldn't tell you. People get weird vendettas for whatever reason, and most likely I would say the people or person who I think it is, or who it most likely would be, probably isn't the person or people responsible for like a mass reporting or something. It's probably somebody that I probably don't even know they exist for the most part. And I'm just going by, because that's just, like, when something just seems like, oh yeah, it's got to be this person. It's got to be this person. And usually it ends up like not being that person. So I don't know. I'm just kind of giving these people the benefit of the doubt that it wasn't them that did, whatever. But either way, even then, like, there's only one person in the last thing or two that I've actually fucking said by name, I had an issue with them or did whatever, and then rightfully so if I had it coming from there. But so here on out, man, I know a lot of people aren't gonna like this, but I really got a fucking downshift when it comes to and even like, I hate to say this, but even like kind of, even not, I used to get into it. I used to tell people to suck my dick and all kinds of shit, go fuck yourself, blah, 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 whatever, all this like foul shit, fucking threaten people with violence, fucking tell people to fucking let's meet up and fucking handle this shit. Tell them to come on through. All that type of shit. And I haven't been doing that lately. But we'll just say in the last year, for example, I've definitely gotten into it with people in the comments, which what I would call like a civil disagreement, where he's saying what he thinks, I'm saying what I think, I'm sticking to my beliefs and I'm not backing down, and so is the other person. I say he, I don't know. And it doesn't turn into like, fuck you or anything like that. It's like a heated debate. It's a discussion. It's whatever. But I don't even think I'm not gonna partake in those anymore, even those, because the risk definitely doesn't outweigh the reward for, what fucking saying some slick shit to somebody about who came up with what first. Who gives a fuck? Now I'm banned. Like, once I don't have a fucking platform anymore, it doesn't matter how long I've been here, and just in everything like that. I don't think there's any argument that is to be settled on Instagram that's worth me losing the platform where I meet people and I make connections and I do business and I learn and I communicate and network or what, like even though it sounds, it's almost sucks to say this, but Instagram for me is like a massive tool, and I unfortunately don't think Devastator would exist outside of that. Very seldom. I mean, that's where people see the shit. I don't know if that I know. Actually, no, I know that Devastator probably wouldn't exist outside of social media. Period. Because that's I don't have a brick and mortar. I don't have a place for people to come in and fucking browse the aisles and feel the leathers. I don't have that. So yes, unfortunately, I would be a victim of social media disappearing and Devastator disappearing. Devastator will always live on in people's hearts and on some people's skin. Shout out to fucking Zeph. Shout out to the homie in Germany with the fucking dog head. Shout out to Trike. Shout out to fucking the other homie with the fucking with the box cutter and the other guy with the fucking ice pick. Shout out to all those guys. It would always exist in the hearts and minds of many, but in reality, what keeps Devastator going is people completing fucking purchases, and that's what rolls everything into the next thing. And without this social media push, there's a good chance that I'd be fucked. And I'm not stupid, I know that, but that's displaying the risk. I mean, I would always find a way, I think, but that's where a lot of stuff is showcased. So I got to start holding it with a little bit more fragile hands, because it's not just an account I made last week, and it doesn't fucking matter what happens. I've been fucking working on this shit for 8 years now. And it is very important what happens, because I know for a fact there's probably about 6 of you that I can get a hold of outside of there. And I did. So like fucking and that's troubling to me. So I was even like trying to like how do I reach out and let some people know that I didn't have their information. And from the last ban, I exchanged phone numbers with some people just to be able to be in contact with them in case something like that happens. So with all that being said, I really do gotta fucking relax a little bit. And I know there's gonna be a lot of people that don't like that, but I'm gonna figure out a way to continue being me, to continue with the same type of shit. I mean, I'm still me. I gotta fucking wave the white flag to the people whose feelings are fragile, and they can't fucking hang in there with me, and their only recourse is to mass fucking report things, and what I believe it is just somebody who is mad about something or jealous or something like that. So I really spent some time going through some old posts and anything that could be construed as something else or whatever, because I'm not selling anything illegal. Like, if I was selling something illegal, Shopify would fucking shut that shit down. If I was selling something illegal before Shopify, Big Cartel would shut that shit down. I've seen them shut down knife makers, So I don't believe I don't believe I'm selling anything illegal. If I sell wrenches and you take a wrench and fucking bludgeon somebody to death, then you turn that wrench into a weapon. But until it's a weapon, it's a tool. It's same as a box cutter, same as anything, People sell gas. There's gas stations sell gas all day long. But if you fucking dump gas on someone and light them on fire, the fucking gasoline is a weapon. So, and drugs wise, you guys know about me and drugs. Like, I don't have nothing to fucking do with drugs anymore. Like, I don't want to sell drugs. I don't want to use drugs. I'm fucking good. We could talk about drugs and how they fuck my life up and stuff like that. And we could talk about that kind of stuff, but I'm definitely not doing, anything like that. And I've had people over the years send pictures, like, using the Zippo to light big fat blunts and shit, which is fine with me. I don't care. And I post those up. But that it's debatable, and that's what I think that Instagram has also. They have, well, no, because they could do whatever they want, but if they're doing it under the guise of being fair, I guess they have to prove that it's something legal going on. So it could be a big fat backwood full of tobacco, or whatever. You got to be able to. I guess they don't have to be able to prove it, but to be fair on their end, which I think they somewhat try to be, it's got to be pretty blatant. So, the fuck was I going with that? Oh, so, I think with the proper verbiage on my end and different things, I can, I can try to fucking stop this from happening again, because, dude, it's just another level of fucking stress that I don't fucking need. And I think the other thing is animals. No illegally selling animals, so I don't think that's gonna be a fucking problem. But the blunts and shit, and people with the blunts and whatever the fuck. But I have had people reach out to me who want to make. We're like, oh, how about we make like Coke spoons, and or fucking all this shit, and do like these collaborative projects. And a couple people had pretty large followings for things that they, I can't remember if it was a metal worker or whatever the fuck it was. And I was like, nah, I was like, I say I'm a program guy, even though I was in the program. I went to rehab. I did all that, but I got clean and got sober and never programmed after that. Some people have to continue programming for the rest of their fucking lives. Some people. I fucking went to meetings and shit and did rehab, for court-ordered rehab, and went to meetings and shit like that beforehand. The meetings were not court-ordered. I went with my uncle and shit a bunch of times. But I did that, and I was actively using the whole time. So when these I can't remember, was it fucking Coke? It was definitely Coke spoons. It was one person, like these little hidden fucking things. And I want to say another one was like these dab tools or some shit. And then there was, the fuck was there? I don't know. There was a couple of things. And I was like, nah. I was like, I can't. You know, I'm a program guy in a sense. Like I kind of my preaching is, you know, don't do drugs. If, you know, I don't preach it, but that's kind of my thing, you know, is like fucking being drug free for the most part, you know, don't fucking, because caffeine is a drug and I've used a lot of caffeine, bro. But you know me, you guys know what I think. So I thought it was kind of a contradictory thing when I'm like telling people that I personally don't fuck with drugs and I think they're bad, and then to go and, you know, let's make a crack stem, you know. So and that's why I've stayed away from fucking projects like that. And then I get a fucking email today from Crink that says, oh, they've partnered with this company and they made a bong with a fucking lighter holder and a special mop and all this shit. And I'm like, fuck, man. If my ink looks like I'm doing something fucked up, I'm pretty sure that's what gets me licked. It looks like I'm cooking fucking dope. You know? So, I don't know, man. But definitely another scary little week, or whatever you would call it, week, fucking, like, what the fuck? And, what else was I going to talk about? Well, I think that was really about it. The Rush ink. So, I started making this shit, and what I wanted to make was I kind of looked back at the black inks. Obviously, it's clear that black inks are my favorite. I don't know. I shouldn't say that because I really, really, really like the violet. But I like making black inks because it's just so fucking raw. You know what I mean? And so I was like, oh well, I want to make one because like black GPT. Black 4 through 8, and yeah, Black GPT, Black 4 through 8. They all had like the black base, but they had ingredients. They have violet in them. They have some of the pink. They have blue. They have. One of them had some green, but green really didn't do shit. One of them had some orange in it, which you couldn't really tell, kind of a waste. But I wanted one, and red as well. But I wanted one black with the red undertone. That's what I wanted. I wanted it to fucking bleed pink, fucking black with some red meat to it. So I made that, and I just didn't look good, work good, fucking dried, chalky. Bled like a bastard, but I just didn't like the finish of it. And it doesn't matter. I you know, in the end, dude, it's for fucking going out and hitting shit up in the streets. And it really doesn't matter if it's glossy or if it's matte finish or if it's fucking semi-gloss or whatever the fuck. It really doesn't matter. But for some reason, to me, like, it did matter, and it does matter. So I got frustrated. So I made a bunch of this Rush and all of it. And so then I was reading about why that happened. So I figured out, well, I don't figure out why. I figured out what makes that happen, which is something I cannot get rid of. So I tried some things to try and dilute it more or less, so it wouldn't be as chalky, which actually did. It worked where it wasn't as chalky. It didn't solve the problem. It didn't go away. I did multiple things. I heated the shit up. I did all kinds of shit. I fucking stretched it. I remade it with a lot less fucking black pigment. Which then it just turned kind of like fucking maroon. And I was like, I'm not trying to make a fucking maroon. So I ordered an entirely new black It's on the way. I don't know when it'll be here. I ordered this one from a place in the United States, so it will get here sooner. And if that works for what I need it to do, then I can order it from overseas in bulk for probably the same. I could probably get like fucking 4 pounds of this shit for the same price as I got 70 grams of here. So I'll be waiting for that to come, and then we'll see. And if that works, then the rush will be out. I got probably 50 ounces of it right now that it's just not going to work. And I don't believe I can save it. I've fucking triple filtered some test pieces, like test ounces, and with my fucking massively micron fucking mesh, and that's not the problem. That is still more scientific than I understand. So I'm hoping this new pigment fixes that and gives me what the fuck I want. And then we'll be able to come out with the Rush, the black with the red undertone, pink bleed. Someone referenced Black Cherry. I don't really like that reference because a lot of people have used it. And I try to stay away from fucking... definitely try to stay away from things that other people use. And like the punch marker and our the changeable head fucking rotary bit tips, the Sharpie shit that I posted up. I said we should call it the Hydra because, you know, Hydra, and then have like a fucking Hydra with a bunch of different fucking Dremel bit heads. I think I even made, ChatGPT made me one. I said, make this, which I would never put. I can't post it. Oh, motherfucker, oh, can't post it. But then I was like, oh wait, no, the fucking guys with the fucking crazy spray caps there, NyQuil or whatever the fuck they're called. I think their shit was the Hydra, and I was like, oh no, I can't do that because I don't want to take anyone's fucking shit, you know. So I don't know. Anyway, wherever the fuck I was going with that. All right. I gotta get this done, get it uploaded, and then go to work. So I love you guys. Be safe out there in these streets. If I forgot anything, fucking message me and say, yo, you were supposed to talk about this, dog. And then I'll come back. All right. Love you guys.